Кушать хороший растет. Не оделся. А вот это...
Della Maddalena has won 18 fights in a row, just beat Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title. This is literally the definition of a super fight.
I just don't think Islam has the chin that Bilal has.
Khamzat Chimaev has joined Islam Makhachev in his training camp ahead of one of the most talked about fights of the year, a showdown with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. The news sent shockwaves through the MMA community as fans realized that two of the most dominant forces in the sport were preparing together. For many, the combination of Makhachev's wrestling mastery and Chimaev's all-out aggression makes this fight camp one of the most dangerous partnerships seen in recent years. The timing could not be more crucial as Islam Makhachev gears up for his long-awaited move to welterweight, with his debut set at Madison Square Garden.
Двигаться, двигаться, двигаться.
For months, speculation has swirled over whether Makhachev would actually step up from lightweight to challenge one of the most dangerous rising stars in Jack Della Maddalena. Now, with his manager Ali Abdelaziz confirming that the fight is essentially a done deal, excitement and tension have hit new heights. Abdelaziz confidently declared that the end of the year would bring a new chapter for Makhachev, one that would leave Australia without a champion. His words made it clear that he expects Makhachev to not just win, but dominate.
Listen, at the end of the day, the fight is done, but like I always respectful to the promotion. It is their job. They didn't announce the fight, but I know this by end of the year, Australia gonna have no champions. And maybe but no. I think Volk will remain the champion. I think Maddalena will lose, and I have a lot of respect for Maddalena. I think he's a very nice guy. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's gonna be a very tough fight for Islam. But I believe Islam have all the tools to beat him. But in reality, it's a fight. It's a game of inches. Anything can happen.
Dana White's latest announcement has once again stirred debate in the MMA world. The UFC president, never shy about making bold statements, confirmed what many fans had suspected for months. Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight is very real, and the promotion is fully behind it. His comments gave more weight to the hype surrounding UFC 322, reinforcing that Makhachev's clash with Jack Della Maddalena at Madison Square Garden is not simply another main event, but a moment that could redefine legacies and reshape the welterweight landscape.
As UFC 322 takes place on Saturday, November 5th. The main event, UFC welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena defends his belt for the first time when he takes on former UFC. Makhachev was #1 ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world in 23, 24, and 25. He cleaned out that division, and he has decided to take his 15-fight win streak and move up to attempt to become one of a few fighters in UFC history to win belts in 2 different divisions. Della Maddalena has won 18 fights in a row, just beat Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title. This is literally the definition of a super fight.
The matchup itself has already divided fighters, coaches, and analysts across the globe. Jack Della Maddalena's team, especially his coach, has gone as far as predicting that Makhachev will be knocked out. His coach insisted that the Australian has the tools, timing, and striking to do what no one else has managed: stop Islam decisively. That bold claim has been making waves because of Makhachev's reputation for dominance. Few fighters have even been able to put him in danger, let alone finish him.
I just don't think Islam has the chin that Bilal has.
Do you feel like it's a situation where this is going to be an eventual down the line, like 3rd, 4th round? Or do you think people might even be shocked to see it happen earlier on?
We know for a fact if Jack clips someone clean on the chin, they can go over. So it could happen in the first minute, it could happen in the 24th minute, it could happen in the 24-minute 59 seconds, it could happen 3 rounds in. Jack likes long fights, you know, he likes to be in there, but obviously we're not getting paid for overtime. So if the opportunity arises, we're happy to take it. But Jack's cardio, as we saw, Bilal's reputedly the best cardio in the UFC, and Jack out cardioed him. Bilal was more tired than Jack towards the end of the fight. So
Dustin Poirier, a veteran of many wars inside the octagon, weighed in on the fight as well. Poirier explained that fighters like Makhachev force opponents to always worry. He noted that the pressure Islam brings, combined with his control, makes him such a nightmare. Yet he also acknowledged Della Maddalena's striking power, warning that Islam will need to be careful when entering exchanges. For Poirier, the fight comes down to whether Makhachev can neutralize the stand-up long enough to impose his grappling.
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think he's going to, his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class, no problem. He's going to be, he could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
On the other hand, analysts like Dan Hardy have taken a bolder stance in their prediction. Hardy believes that Della Maddalena could be the one to finally stop Makhachev's run. His reasoning lies in Jack's composure and ability to stay dangerous under pressure. Hardy pointed out that unlike many of Islam's previous opponents, Della Maddalena thrives in chaos and will not panic if dragged into deep waters. Hardy's comments have only fueled the debate, with fans split on whether this is expert insight or simply underestimating Makhachev's suffocating control.
I just wonder what Makhachev would look like as a welterweight. You know, it is a big step up from one weight class to another, and you know he is big for this weight class. But I also, you know, McGregor's a good example of when you kind of shift through gears in weight classes. It changes the way that you move, right? And it also changes your kind of tone and your attitude. You know, McGregor as a featherweight was like feral and lean on the scales, but by the time he got to welterweight, he was like rubbing his belly and laughing, and you know it was a different kind of energy. And I'm not saying that would be, you know, Makhachev, of course.
Adding to the drama, Dylan Dennis surfaced with his own take, plotting a storyline that involves him getting revenge on Makhachev after the Della Maddalena fight. Dennis has long been outspoken and has often aimed his barbs at top names in the UFC. His claim suggests that he expects Makhachev to come through victorious, setting up what he sees as an eventual grudge match. While many dismiss Dennis's words as promotional noise, they added another layer of buzz around UFC 322.
All of them. I want Islam. Islam's shitbag. I'd kill him, man. I'll submit him. He's never faced a grappler like me. And I want to finish off what we started when he punched me in the back of the head that night. I think it's like 6 years ago. And I said I'll get my revenge one day. So Islam's shit. All of them are shit. Man, that's a tough one, to be honest with you. I think Islam obviously has the advantage, but Jack's a good striker and he can get up. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'd say it's 50-50.
Meanwhile, Israel Adesanya offered his perspective on the matchup. Having been in huge main events himself, Adesanya recognized the magnitude of the moment for both fighters. He acknowledged Makhachev's skill, but warned that underestimating Della Maddalena would be a mistake. According to Adesanya, the Australian has already proven he can handle pressure and has the kind of striking that can change a fight in a split second. His take echoed the belief that the fight is far from one-sided.
Della versus Islam.
Della is gonna get it done. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because his scrambles are crazy, and I feel he's gonna knock him out, because I just think he's not gonna be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up, I really think he's gonna get him, and I can't wait till that happens.
Veteran Yoel Romero also entered the conversation, but unlike others, he threw his support fully behind Della Maddalena. Romero believes that Jack has the perfect blend of striking variety and movement to keep Makhachev off balance. From his perspective, this fight will highlight the vulnerability of a fighter moving up a weight class against someone who has been comfortable and dominant at 170 pounds. Romero's backing gave a boost to the Australian camp's confidence.
What about Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena, who is a new champion in welterweight division?
It's hard because Maddalena have a very good cardio, very good puncher. Yeah. It's not bad wrestling too. It's not bad wrestling. It's a 50-50.
50-50, but Jack has not that high takedown defense. You know,
but punches. He have very hard punches.
And he will be more powerful than Islam, right? Or
that's exactly
because of the weight difference, right?
Yes.
Or Islam is too big for.
No. That guy Maddalena is big for 170. He's big.
As the fight draws closer, the narrative has become one of unstoppable force versus immovable object. On one side is Islam Makhachev, whose grappling and control have suffocated the best lightweights in the world. On the other is Jack Della Maddalena, whose striking has been carving a path through the welterweight division and earning him a reputation as one of the most lethal finishers in the sport today.
We have to give credit to Jack Della because he did such a good job not getting boxed in. He was able to change stances, strike from both stances, and avoid the pressure from Bilal. Because if Bilal can box you in and get past that black line, you know, he's gonna. And when I say black line, it's the octagon within the octagon. There's that black line right by the fence, and if he can get you past that black line, that's when he pours it on the thickest. And he did a good job using his stance changes to not get boxed in, forced Bilal into taking long shots, and forced Bilal to fight his fight. So I got to give credit to the former champion. He fought a great fight outside of his wheelhouse, which is his grappling, but credit to Jack Della for fighting a great fight.
The inclusion of Khamzat Chimaev in the camp has been particularly interesting to fans and insiders alike. Chimaev's intensity in training is legendary, and having him push Makhachev day in and day out provides a level of preparation that few opponents could match. It almost feels like Makhachev is sparring with a mirror image of chaos itself, a scenario that will force him to sharpen every part of his game. This alliance between Dagestan and Chechnya has become one of the biggest talking points leading into the fight. Sports outlets have also emphasized how massive UFC 322 will be, not just for the fighters involved, but for the promotion itself. Taking place at Madison Square Garden, the event will be a spectacle watched worldwide. The UFC has a long history of using MSG for blockbuster card, and this welterweight debut for Makhachev fits perfectly into that tradition. The stakes are higher than ever, as a win could cement Islam as a two-division threat, while a loss could derail one of the most hyped moves in recent memory.
Bilal, I mean, he was the 170 champ. Islam's the 155 champ. They're very, very close in their abilities. This isn't like Islam's going to walk up to 170 and just walk through Jack Della Maddalena.
Jack Della Maddalena's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. Coming from Australia, he has quickly become a fan favorite for his exciting fighting style and ability to deliver knockouts. His supporters believe that this is his chance to show he belongs among the elite and to shock the world by derailing Makhachev's momentum. If he succeeds, it would be one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, and his coach's prediction of a knockout would instantly go from bold claim to historic truth.
Islam is headed to Madison Square Garden to fight Maddalena. According to Khabib, the only way you are going to get Islam and Ilya is if Jack wins. If Jack is to win, where does that take him? The reason you can't answer that question, nobody's expecting Jack to win. That's a problem for selling out the Garden, except you have a reality, and the reality is Jack is one hell of a hard fight. And the only way you can make money is with an anticipation. I'm just asking you, is that a main event at Madison Square Garden? Yeah, I sure think so.
With all eyes on November, UFC 322 is shaping up as one of the year's most compelling events. The fighters' camps, the expert opinions, and the buzz from fans all point to a clash that will be remembered for years to come. Whether it ends with Makhachev adding another dominant chapter to his legacy, or with Della Maddalena shocking the world with a knockout, the stage is set for something unforgettable. And with Khamzat Chimaev now in Makhachev's corner, the anticipation has reached a fever pitch. For MMA fans, the wait for this fight at Madison Square Garden feels almost unbearable, as the promise of history being made draws closer each day. Don't miss a single breakdown, bold prediction, or exclusive update. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Ring Rivalry, where the biggest battles in combat sports come to life.